Once upon a time in a whimsical town called Sprocketville, there lived a young inventor named Amelia. She was known far and wide for her wild and wacky creations. Amelia's most beloved invention was a pair of rainbow-colored, turbocharged roller skates, which she used to zip around the town with an infectious grin. One sunny morning, as Amelia was tinkering in her cluttered workshop, she had a brilliant idea. "What if I build a time-traveling contraption?" she mused, her eyes gleaming with excitement. She wasted no time gathering old gears, shiny buttons, and a teacup for her flux capacitor. As Amelia assembled her time machine, she couldn't resist adding a few quirky touches. She painted it neon pink, covered it with blinking fairy lights, and gave it a dashboard filled with oversized buttons that looked like candy. Once it was ready, she couldn't help but try it out. With a deep breath, she pressed the go button, and the contraption sprung to life with a whirl of flashing lights and a beep-boop sound. Amelia found herself in a bustling medieval village, surrounded by knights in shining armor, bakers, and villagers clad in elaborate clothing. She realized she had traveled back to the time of kings and castles. But there was a problem: the time machine was nowhere to be seen. Panicking a little, Amelia approached a friendly-looking baker who was selling pastries at a market stall. "Excuse me, kind sir," she stammered, "have you seen a neon pink, time-traveling machine around here?" The baker raised an eyebrow and said, "Thou art speaking in riddles, young lady. There's nary a contraption of that sort in our humble village." Amelia sighed and decided to make the most of her unexpected journey. She took in the sights, enjoyed the jousting tournaments, and even helped the blacksmith repair a knight's armor. But all the while, she kept her eyes peeled for her time machine. Days turned into weeks, and Amelia grew weary of her medieval adventure. She missed the comfort of her workshop and the thrill of zooming around Sprocketville in her rainbow roller skates. But just as she was about to give up hope, she spotted a familiar flash of neon pink behind a castle tower. With a rush of excitement, she raced toward her time machine, which had been mistaken for a modern-day work of art by the castle's royal artists. She quickly hopped into her contraption and pressed the return button. In the blink of an eye, she was back in her beloved Sprocketville, and she couldn't have been happier. But the adventure wasn't over yet. It turned out that her time machine had brought back a few medieval souvenirs. Amelia's workshop was now filled with clucking chickens, a suit of armor, and a rather confused jester. She couldn't help but chuckle at the absurdity of it all. She decided to keep the suit of armor as a memento and returned the jester to the medieval village. As for the chickens, they became the official mascots of Sprocketville. Amelia's adventure had taught her a valuable lesson. Sometimes, the funnest and most interesting experiences come from unexpected twists and turns. She continued to tinker, invent, and embrace the quirky chaos of life in Sprocketville. And so, the young inventor and her rainbow roller skates continued to bring joy and laughter to the whimsical town, where every day was a colorful roller coaster of an adventure. Whether she was fixing a knight's armor or chasing after runaway chickens, Amelia knew that life in Sprocketville was always full of surprises, and that's what made it the most fun and interesting place in the world.